This is Rise of the Ronin. We're here on the PlayStation 5 Pro. We're diving in and taking a look at the PlayStation 5 Pro Enhanced PSSR 2.0 update for the game. Be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well. So yeah, Rise of the Ronin. This is one of the uh, different looking pro games. I think I dubbed it the ugliest PlayStation 5 Pro enhanced game when I was doing my first round of kind of videos taking a look at games that were PlayStation 5 Pro enhanced. Now, I will say coming in here and taking a look at the PSSR 2.0 update or improvement to the game it actually is looking a lot better. It still has very dated like past generational visuals, but at the same time, they're a lot sharper. Like the grass looks significantly kind of better and more detailed, and so do the trees and everything in the game. So yeah, let's dive in here. So this is our kind of fancier thing. We've got a bunch of different visual settings. I think you've maybe been noticing performance kind of drops on this one. So that's because we're using the ray traced kind of quality mode. So that elements of like illumination in that and is basically what we're getting here. So it's kind of like, oh, what gallop? Okay, I guess I clicked in the stick and I got off the horse pretty fast. So it's kind of interesting for this mode because you can actually like uncap the frame rate, which is what I've done. So keep in mind that PSSR 2.0 isn't like improving frame rate, but it definitely does help with the visual experience, and that's the focus on this one is clarity. So I capped it there. So this is kind of like future-proof in this for like a PlayStation 6 console. I don't know if they'll do a PS6 update to this. They seem to work pretty closely with PlayStation on some exclusives. So I don't think it would be too crazy if they do go and update this, or even then it'll be a little bit better because, running uncapped and stuff like that. So the thing that is a bit annoying about this is I do have to go back to the main menu to adjust things, but I wanted to show off that we have the prioritized graphics with the ray tracing mode on. And, you can uncap it and stuff like that. So now we've got to go... Oh, actually, that is the menu we need to use to go back to the main menu to switch to performance. I know, exciting, right? Sony Interactive presents Team Ninja. It presents a magnificent visual experience is what it does. So anyways, yeah, so that one's like a 4K 30 FPS targeting mode. All this stuff's like internally like 1440p. It goes down to like 1300p depending on if you're doing like prioritized FPS. You'll notice here we've got frame rate limit and ray tracing kind of blocked if you do prioritize FPS. You could do prioritize graphics and you could have the RT off if you'd like. So that would be like your quality mode RT off or on. But like if you're doing quality mode, I don't know why you're not just doing ray tracing. That's kind of like what I would think would be the thing. So we've got the visuals for prioritize FPS. That's where we're going to be doing motion blur settings, noise filter, stuff like that. And thus we continue our experience here. And yeah, again, this is just kind of our 60 FPS target mode. And yeah, you'll notice a little bit of softer image on things within the game. But like I noted, the game does look a lot more detailed when it comes to things such as hair or the sharpness of the grass and so forth within the environment. You'll notice it's just like the level of detail within the individual strands of this distinctly colored hair aesthetic. It looks a lot better. Grass is a lot more defined, which is, to be fair, in this game, there's quite a lot of grass, and like the trees look a lot better too. So like it's definitely, a lot more detailed, and you'll see things like clothing and such. It just looks a lot sharper, and that's kind of the magic here of the PSSR 2.0 improvements. It's just making it look a bit better. And again, like, it does look better. I will get that across. I still am not super impressed by the visuals of this game. You know, when I played it, I was kind of like, gameplay wise. It's got some weirdly difficult spike things, and it's got some gameplay that kind of like is all over the place. And I wouldn't say I'm necessarily like huge on this game, but it's definitely one where I was sort of like, okay, let's go back and take a look at it. It's funny because I think this was like literally the One Pro Enhanced game where I straight up looked from around the launch of the console when I was checking out all the stuff. Straight up was just like, this looks rough and terrible, and yeah, and like things like water looks a lot clearer. Just gets rid of a lot of the shimmering. It just makes like grass and stuff look so much cleaner. Firing fire arrows? That's not cool. But yeah, it's got like a very intense, like visceral combat, high octane levels of violence and samurai action, and like kind of like a focus on, I guess you would say, this sort of like light kind of multiplayer type thing when you go and do things. It's kind of an interesting game. Definitely some unique combat. I couldn't even like stop and heal or anything. They took away my flag points. No! But it is good that they, I guess you would say, are aiming to improve these experiences. It's just like, yeah, I think the detailing here and stuff on the plants looks way better. I don't know how much you're going to be, like, what the desire is going to be to, like, revisit this game. I can't remember what the stab thing is. I think there's, like, a specific... There's different, like, stanzas and stuff. I just remember getting to a part where I just couldn't, I literally could not beat these two individuals, and I was just like, I am so done with this. It's a very, like, graphically violent game, too, which is kind of cool, but kind of strikes into that usual Team Ninja stuff. I just keep getting pushed around by this guy. I thought we could be friends, dog. I don't care. I'll take out all of y'all. But you can notice on the fur of the dog, you know, just how much like more detailed and sharp it is. It's just like it is a huge clarity improvement for a game that sort of isn't so pretty, you know, in the first place. It's a world where things are changing, right? Ever since, like, I guess America came in here. The weapons, the tools, the land has changed significantly. The way the characters dress, obviously my character is wearing the latest fashion for the particular time period. You know, deep levels of customization and personalization. Oh, that was brutal. Don't I have a gun? I guess that doesn't really matter. Yeah, I forgot. I've got a gun. That's another innovation that the Americans kind of delivered. Rifles. Yeah. It really changes society when you can just start blasting. I think the dog knew what was up. It was smart to look in the environment to be like, oh, there's a person with a gun over there, shooting from over there, making loud noises. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I don't really have a lot of things. Like, I'd be like, oh, it's kind of a neat game. Like, I'll give it to him. It's certainly a different game. It definitely plays to their kind of strengths as far as, you know, combat, uniqueness, and samurai stuff, and battling, and there's like a pretty, you know, large open world environment that's got a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of activities you can jump into, and Like, I'm all for games looking better. That's, at the end of the day, that's kind of a big thing here. I'm just sort of like, yeah, this is a much nicer looking version of this game. It still doesn't really make it more enjoyable for me to play as far as this goes. Like, I tried streaming it and everything, so if you want to see more context and everything of this one, it's like... It's just whether or not it vibes with you perfectly well. But this is kind of funny because I think this is like the third time I'm coming back doing like just video content for this one, because like I covered it on the PS5 and then I covered it with the Pro launch, and now I'm back taking a look at the PS5 2.0 on this one. So you can't say I don't have a fascination with this one. Get up here. And yes, of course, many outfits and cosmetics. The enemies control this area. Not for long, they don't. Not for long, they don't. Wow, that was a pretty bad miss. Okay, that guy does not mess around. And even the blood details and stuff, the liquid element of it looks so much better here. I swim away. You'll never catch me. Oh. That was a good stab. I leveled up. That's good. Then I can take on these guys a little bit better. These games just have like quite an edge of difficulty to them. Ugh, such a challenge. Oh, come on, man. It's ridiculous. There's this one guy that's like so problematic. I could blast and kill everyone. He's just like, nope. Not allowed. And you lose your like your weird point things that let you do other stuff. Oh, it just becomes annoying, you know, these types of games. It's just, yeah, this one was just really gameplay-wise off-putting in many, many ways. I just really didn't like a clash with this one. I just want to see if I can actually take this guy off, which is like freaking shooting him. What was Buddy in the boat? No, this guy is like special. He's like the chosen one or something. I think he's supposed to bring balance to the samurai. Wow, okay. Or is it because the vendetta is just like so crazy? Why did you run back up there? Is it just like more elegant to fight on this dock? Finally, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. I had my revenge. It's a great shot, honestly. Okay, now I just gotta kill this guy. I did it. I'm so proud. You can see the day and night cycling. Public order has been restored. Yeah, you do get some neat weapons and tools and stuff. I touched the banner. The banner touches me. I think I'm also supposed to go and like do some kind of distinct questing, but I'll never be able to kill. I'll keep doing that to my horse. It's because I always think clicking the left stick moves faster, but yeah, I'll probably never be able to beat this thing. As far as these guys, there's like I think it's like a duel kind of thing you gotta do. I gotta fight like a group of guys or something, and yeah, they just massacred me. Can't be bothered. But yeah, for a kind of ugly game, at least it looks, you know, a lot clearer. That's kind of nice. I guess in the Pro overall, you know, compared to that base PS5, it's kind of a nice bump up, and you know, the game visually sharper on the different options, and you know, it still runs like it did, but it doesn't look as murky or artifact like. You know, much cleaner imagery. Oh, I am not fighting all these guys. No, that's like a whole camp thing. You're supposed to do that in like a team kind of thing. Yeah, no, I ain't messing with that. I actually remember that area. Yeah, I'm not doing that thing. I think I streamed it. Yeah, the grass looks way better on here. It's like basically, you know, the Sony folk, they were like tired of everybody saying how fuzzy and blurry and shimmery our grass is. Let's fix this. And then thus they did. Thus they did. I actually think it does look better in both modes. It's just as far as like looking clearer. It's just like they're using such a ugly kind of like aesthetic where it's just sort of like unappealing. Like I really like I try to give this one a bit of a chance every time I come back to it. I'm just kind of like, oh no, I always see why. But you know, despite some dated elements, it does look improved. You know, and like what more could you ask for, right? The ability to climb would be nice. You keep chilling here, horse. I'm gonna go do some climbing things. At least they give you a lot of freedom with your character personalization. It's kind of funny because you look at this game, you know, and then you look at like other games set in like the same environment, and the level of fidelity difference between them is quite stark, to say the least. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah, it's a very stark visual like change between this and other games. They're very, very similar in concept games. Very, very similar in concept. Although I will say this game's characters look the best. That's one thing they nail, character design. These majestic trees. Yeah, it's not shimmering and fuzzy and blurry looking, so that's good. I mean, in the backdrop there, the resolution scaling thing is a little noticeable. I don't know if you could really see that on YouTube, but you can see like the dot lines for how it like renders environmental things. I guess from a certain point of view, the pop-in isn't too bad. I guess in some areas. You know, maybe they've kind of improved things, but art looks okay. Yeah, I mean, I wish I had a little bit more hype and excitement for this game, but it's just kind of like... just one of those titles where you're just sort of like, okay, I mean, it is what it is. I see what they were going for, you know? Team Ninja title, everything like that. I don't think they have that next big visual sort of thing, and or gameplay sort of thing, and it just kind of didn't really fully pan out for anybody involved, so it's how she goes. At least it's one of those games that we can occasionally keep coming back to and be like, remember Rise of the Ronin? Yeah. But I will give, you know, the dues where they're due. Like, you know, it is running good in performance, and the clarity is better, and it is enhanced, I guess you would say, and at least they've done some work on keeping it up to date with the new technology on PlayStation. So there you go, Rise of the Ronin. Quite an experience, I would say.